and they all end up breaking. You can, another way of doing it is, and if I had an example over, if I push that example real quick, you can get all these sort of different size bore joints. You've got your little bore here, your sockets here, so you can basically add one of these in, which I've done many times before, and I'll just pop one of these off. So there's a bit of a demonstration. So we'll get this one off. So basically, you've got this little sort of system. So that'll pop into there like that, like a ball and socket. So basically, what you can do is add that there, and then add the wall over there. So you can basically pop the wrist in place, and that'll turn, rotate. You can do it that way, but again, this is a possibility to snap. So I don't do that anymore. My more favorited technique is now with the magnets. The benefits of the magnet system is you cannot break it. You cannot break the wrist. So if you're just giving it to a kid to play with, they knock it around. I mean, you can actually see it's not even coming apart at this point, but if anything had to go the wrong way, it just snaps straight back into place. So extremely effective, and you'll never break your wrists. I'll put them side by side. So you're actually not modifying the design of the original Robot V in too much of a manner. So basically, we're just eliminating this part here and adding the magnets in there, which are 5mm by 2mm wide, and it's just 2 of those, and that's it. Extremely effective, extremely easy, and you can't break it. So that's my preferred method. As you can see, everything's articulated now. So what I'm going to do is do one right now for you to show you exactly how I do it. So I'll pop that one back on. Stand him back up. Now we'll come over to this arm here, and what we're going to do is first we're going to unscrew the wrist from the arm. We'll just undo that. So again, if you haven't seen the other modifications, just scroll back into my videos on to see how to do it. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to get my Dremel, and we're going to chop right there and right there, which is basically the same thickness of these two magnets. So we'll do that right now. Make sure you glued this, make sure these parts are glued well, and this part down here, just run some super glue down the seams just so it all holds together, and we'll just cut that out now. I'm just using very fine blade. Just one of these sort of metal cutting blades is fine. Make sure you cut right through it. Okay. Now we'll just clean up all of the excess plastic. Let's just melt it around it from the blade. We'll get some snips. Just snip this around. Then we will get our 100 grit file stick and we'll just square that off. Making sure that's nice and square. Just round it off a little bit around the edges. Okay, that's done. Now what I like to do is get the, these are earth magnets, neo magnets, 5mm by 2mm. There's two here. It's got a smooth surface on it. Don't try to super glue that on to the wrist just yet because it will pop off after a while. So just, you want to kind of scrape that up a little bit, just so it bonds a bit better to the magnet. So it gives it a bit of a rough surface there, if you can see that. Just to key in a bit better. So we'll just grab the super glue, give it a nice coating around the edge there, and we'll line this up. It sticks pretty much instantly. Okay, that's one end. Now we'll just run a little bit of glue just around the edge there, just so it seeps into any gaps. Try not to get any on the other magnet. Okay. We'll just set that aside while we prep the other bit. Now we're going to do is we're just going to continue to cut through this section right here and get rid of that section there. Again, we'll just go around with the snips. Just get that a bit of a clean up around the edges there. Same process as the other part of the wrist. Just get our file, just file that off a little bit. It's nice and square. Just clean up the edges a little bit. There's no sharp plastic anywhere. Okay, then we'll get our other side of the magnet. Again, we'll scrub that side up. Apply the glue. This is just regular, cheap super glue. And then we will connect that to the magnet. Give it a few seconds, and that's basically the wrist articulation done. Very easy, very effective. Can't break it, and that's basically it. And we'll run some glue around the edge there just to fill in the gaps. So we'll screw that back to the on. I need my oops, can't get on there. And that's basically it. So wrist articulation or hand articulation if you want to put it that way, because that would be the wrist, so this would be the hand. So yeah, there you go. And again, it just comes right off. So that is the hand articulation for the robot bee. Pop him back on. And that's it.